There's so many people I have to thank, so many friends that I see out here today, but let me just acknowledge a few folks who have been so important to this process and who I'm so proud to call friends. First of all, very early in this campaign, when folks still weren't sure whether we could pull this thing off, there were a couple of gentlemen who stepped up to become my Iowa co-chairs. They are outstanding public servants. They are gentlemen. They have been working tirelessly on our behalf. I want everybody to give a huge round of applause to the Iowa State Treasurer, Mike Fitzgerald, and the Iowa State Attorney General, Tom Miller. Where are they? Tom, behind the flag here. Where's Mike? Mike's over here. Give him a big round of applause. I want to acknowledge the outstanding mayor of Des Moines, a great supporter, but also somebody who is visionary in terms of understanding the importance of the environment and urban communities, how economic growth can go hand in hand with a green economy. He is a terrific public servant. He is a friend, and I'm glad to have his support. Mayor Frank Cotton. I want to thank Megan Bobo for her wonderful entertainment. Give her a big round of applause. Thank you, Megan. I want to thank Marilyn Miller for her wonderful introduction of Michelle, but more importantly, all that she's invested in this campaign, and she is representative of the leadership and the precinct captains that have built the best political organization in Iowa. I'm so proud of all of you. Give Marilyn a big round of applause. Give yourself a big round of applause. Finally, some of you know that I used to be an organizer. Moved to Chicago, worked with churches to set up job training programs for the unemployed, after-school programs for youth, and economic development strategies for communities that have fallen on hard times. And it was the best education I ever had, because it taught me that ordinary people can do extraordinary things when they're given an opportunity. But I also learned that being an organizer is hard work, that you are underpaid, you're underappreciated, you go home late at night, you got to deal with rejection, sometimes the heat doesn't work in the office, you're eating cold pizza. And so, as I've traveled around the state over the last 10 months, I have been so inspired by the young people who have been organizing for us in counties all across the state. They have put their heart and soul into this campaign. They have believed when others did not believe. I am so proud of what they have accomplished so far, and so I want to introduce them, and if any of them are close by, I want them to come up. Chelsea Walliser, our Polk County Regional Field Director. Chelsea, come on up here. understand that their job is to get you all to caucus for me on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. More specifically, their job is to have you caucus for me. And so I have to ask this question. How many people are definitely, undoubtedly, unequivocally attending caucus on Thursday? All right. Now let me ask you this. How many people are still undecided about who to caucus for? Don't be bashful, go ahead. All right, we still got some live ones in here. You see it? All right. I want you guys to fan out. And my job is to be so persuasive this morning that if there are any doubts left in your mind, at the end of this event, you will decide, a light will go off, a beam of light will shine through the roof. You will have an epiphany. And you will say to yourself, I need to support Obama. And if you do, we still need you to fill out one of these supporter cards because we want to make sure that every single one of our supporters goes to caucus, and we won't be able to get in contact with you unless you fill out one of these supporter cards. So, fill out the card, but let me just say this. If you are not caucusing for me, caucus for somebody. If I am not your first choice, you know, if you made a mistake, committed too early, now you can't go back on it, even though you really want to, then make me your second choice. But Iowans, you have this extraordinary privilege. You will have more to do with electing the next president of the United States than anybody else on the planet. Exercise that privilege. Take that responsibility seriously. Go to caucus. Fill out a supporter card. And give a big round of applause to my organizers. Thank you guys. Thank you. All right. That's a good looking bunch too, isn't it? They're like a Benton man. Remember those? So, about 10 months ago, I stood on the old state capitol, stood on the steps of the old state capitol, in Springfield, Illinois, the building where Abraham Lincoln once served. His desk and stovepipe hat is still in the building. In the city where I served as a state legislator before I went to Washington. I stood on these steps in a frigid cold day. It felt a little like today, maybe even colder, with about 17,000 of my closest friends. And I announced that I would be embarking on an unlikely journey to change America. I did not choose to run because of some long-held ambitions. I know people have been forging through my kindergarten papers. But that is not why I decided to run. I did not choose to run because I thought it was somehow owed to me. I decided to run because of what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. The fierce urgency of now, because I believe there's such a thing as being too late. And that hour is almost upon us. We are at a defining moment in our history.